Hey guys, Angie Bells, my fairy treasures. Okay, let me show you guys where we are at with part 3. Okay, let me just get in frame here. And then I'll probably get a little bit closer so you guys can see. Not probably, I will get closer, but I want to explain some things first. Okay, where we left off yesterday was I hadn't collaged my bits on, I hadn't collaged my main images on yet, and I hadn't put on this little plastic, this stuff here. I've been calling it vellum, and it's not vellum. It's this plastic here. Now you guys are all yelling at me what the name is called. Maybe it says it on my thing here. No, it doesn't. This stuff. Okay? We all know you get that Hobby Lobby or Michael's. Also, you can save the clear packaging in some of your packages and use that too. So I'm going to make sure I start saving mine because this stuff isn't cheap. But I bought mine. Whenever I see it on clearance or on sale, I pick it up. Even though I don't have a project, I always have some on hand. Anyway, so let me explain this part first. Remember, we cut out that window here. Okay, and I don't know if I had cut out the window on the last video or not, but remember I had measured it off with my ruler here, measured up here, and created my square. And then I cut it out with, I use a box cutter instead of using a regular, so that, I'm just saying you can still use the other thing. What is it called? God, my words are just, sorry you guys. If I see it around my desk, that's what I'm looking for, so I can show you. You guys know what I'm talking about, the regular one. But at any rate, I would get a box cutter. You probably have one at your house anyway. Okay. Cut that window out. Okay, to put this clear plastic on there, what I did, let me make sure when I go in frame here. What I did is you take your clear plastic like this, okay, and kind of measure it. And measure so it's not completely measure so you have to cut some off just to make sure that you can then cut around it and get it perfectly fit. So I always make it just a little so everything has an overhang, and then I slice it off at the bottom. Okay, so then what you do, put that down, is I used to glue this onto the back of here, I used Eileen's Original Tacky Glue, because this stuff always dries clear and it just glues everything down. It's so thick. Don't water it down. Use its original thickness. I put that on around this entire frame. Then I went ahead and put my clear plastic on. And then, oh, and when I store this, I store it upside down. Because that stuff is so damn thick, it'll never come out of your bottle. But if you store it upside down, it'll already be down. Okay, so then what I did is, I don't have enough clamps. Let me show you where my clamps at. Okay, I do have some clamps from the hardware store. You can use these, but you don't have to. I have 2 of them. I want to actually get more, so I'm going to next time I go to Home Depot. But clothespins work just as good. So you want to definitely clothespin this down like this, all the way around. Oh, what I would do is cut down pretty closely that clear plastic going around that you cut off. Cut that down pretty close. You don't have to cut it off completely yet because it's wet. You don't want to move anything, but cut it down enough where you can at least get your clips in, okay? And put those clips all the way around. And then after you put the clips all the way around, you're going to want to shut this, and you're going to have to put some clips like this, okay? Because this needs to be sealed down also, okay? So you do that, and I would leave it overnight. That's what I had to do. I did try to do it and dry it in my 104-degree temperatures here in Las Vegas. Man, my plastic, like it was bubbling up. Things were drying but detaching. I would just let it dry. That's a process that you probably just can't rush. Okay, how cool does that look, this flap? Now, I do have some overhang of the clear that I need to cut off, which I will do here in a little bit. Okay, the next thing I did, and there's still plenty to do, you guys. I just wanted to get a little head start for the sake of the length of the film, and there's drying time. Like this right here, I could do it, but it has to dry. So I thought, let me just explain it to you. Okay, next thing I did is I went ahead and decoupaged on my my main picture, my main focal point, which was this girl that I showed you, this steampunk girl, which I think is so cool. I went ahead and did that. I also took, let me show you. Oh, where is it? Okay, I took this Downy Ronnie ink and I dripped it. I dripped it this way. Remember we had dripped vertically, but I forgot that my drips need to come this way because my girl, I have when someone turns to this page, they're gonna have to flip the book this way just to look at this whole spread, okay? Because the girl is going east and west, not north and south. So I had to do some drips to drip over her. So I did some drips and went like this and dripped them over her, and that just made more sense. I also needed to take some little bits, like some music notes and book paper and stuff like that, and I kind of added some extra bits around her. Oh, and before that, I tore her out. And I think tearing just makes it look way better than like some square piece, because some square piece is going to look like you just pasted it in. Then after that, I tore the edges, and then I took little bits of music note paper or book notes or whatever and went around here and put those in and then repainted those the same colors I did the rest of the stuff so that she fits into here really good. We still have more to do to her with some paint and stuff like that I'm going to do, but I wanted to get her pasted down. Okay, the other thing, I did was I went ahead and, since this is a double page spread, I went ahead and found some pieces that look very steampunkish, like this watch. It looks very steampunkish to me, and of course that skull looks steampunkish, and here's another cool watch. These watches, let me show you where I get those watches from. I get them from this magazine, Awesome Magazine, and I've cut out so many watches. I'm about to order myself another one. It's called The Watch Collector. You guys, this book is full of fabulous watches. It's called The Robb Report Watch Collector. And I paid $8 for it, so that's not too bad, plus shipping. So yeah, I'm about to order another one, and I don't know if they come out, I'm assuming they come out once a year, or not once a year, probably a couple times a year, I think. I don't know. The beautiful watches. The whole thing is just full, look at this, of beautiful watches. You guys can see, I've cut, look at that, those are so cool. I've cut out so much. Look at this big old watch there. I've cut out so many watches from here. Look at that. Just beautiful watches everywhere. So, that's one, and I got this from off of eBay. Okay, so that's where we're at now. So I have, the thing that's left now is I'm going to do some paint on here. I'm going to be adding, like with my other one, I'm going to be adding some stars, some shooting stars, we're going to throw some white speckles, which are going to be little stars all over this. We're going to do some more drips. We're going to come down here and do some of the same thing. So we're going to do all the things to finish up. But the things that take time, like the pasting down of these pieces and the pasting down of my focal point, I thought, let me get ahead and do that. You guys don't need me watch me paste. So, okay. So let me turn, well, you know what? I'll work with my book this way. You know what? So you guys can see that the page is to be looked at with your book going this way, not the normal way. But to work on it right now, for the sake of this camera and everything, so I can fit, I'm going to work on it like this, okay? All right, because the stuff I'm doing, I don't need to work on it that way. Sorry, I said I was going to do a close-up, so let me do a close-up with this on and then this off. Okay. Let me see something. No, it has to be up. Okay. Let's see if I bring this back. I'm just trying to. There we go. I think after maybe I'll just bring this up to the camera. See if that'll work out better so you guys can see her. That's what that looks like right now. Isn't that so cool? Okay, and then let me bring the part that I collaged. That's what that looks like. Okay, And then this is what this looks like when I put the flap over her. Trying to come in so you guys can see. That's what that looks like. You can just see her in the, just coming through a little bit, which I think is just so cool. Okay, so let me go ahead and get situated again. Let me see if I can't just come in a little closer. Yeah, that looks better. Okay. All right. And when I'm all done, I'll turn the book back around this way so you guys can see it fully done. But these are the techniques we're going to start using. Okay, here we go. Sorry, that was all kind of awkward, but I did my best so you guys could, you know, see close up and explain things. Okay, we're going to take some white acrylic paint. Put it on my trusty little tray here. Okay. And then we're going to take our liner brush. And you guys, this is actually one of my favorite brushes, this liner brush. If you don't have one, I would definitely get one. They're like $7 or $8, but use a coupon. So this liner brush makes all, you're going to see what it makes. For those of you who watch my videos, you guys already know how much I love this. Okay. So I'm going to do, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do some splatters. I'm going to do splatters all over this whole thing here, especially the watch faces. And then we're gonna put some stars and some birds and some shooting stars and all that in there. And then the same thing over here. So, oh, the other thing I did was when I took my script stamp, I did it over her face too. So it's pretty cool how there's like a script stamp over her face. So let's do some splatters. I don't want to put white splatters all over her face, so I'm going to protect her face with a piece of paper of some sort. Just a second. There we go. That's what it to kind of protect her face. Okay, so let's just do some splatters with my fan brush. Oh, the other thing I have to protect is my clear plastic over here. That can get messed up. Oh, I want to explain that really quick before I continue on. I would not have put my clear plastic in yet, like my clear plastic windows, what I'm going to call it. I wouldn't have put that into very last, but I wanted to show you guys how I do it. So that's why it's in now. But that wouldn't be put into the very last normally. Let me get a piece of paper to protect that. All right. And that'll protect that plastic. Okay. Enough protection. Here we go. I love making these splatters with, and now these splatters are representing stars, but I love making splatters or stars with this fan brush. You can do it with the toothbrush. You can do it with a regular paintbrush. Some regular paintbrushes. Okay. Make sure I got enough everywhere that I want it. And then let me put that this way. Put some right here. Okay, that looks good. Let me wipe off my finger. All right, let's take that away. And for right now, we can take this away. We'll need that piece of paper back again, I'm sure. Okay, so now I'm going to take our liner brush. Make sure you guys are seeing what I'm doing. We're going to start over here, but I do think I need to come in a little bit closer right here. So you guys can see, because this is really small, the things I'm going to be doing. Got my liner brush. Okay, got my white paint over here. You don't need that much paint on your brush. So we're going to do first, we're going to do some like little, I call them my medium shooting stars. And it's just 3 flick outs. And doing stuff like this could kind of be considered your doodling in your piece. We're putting in all these stars like this. So we're almost treating this watch face like a planet. I do a lot of this stuff in my reverse collage and my collage and paint work period. I love it. I think it's cool. Okay. And it's just 3 flick outs. 1, 2, 3. That's how I make my little mini shooting stars. We're going to do big shooting stars in a minute. So I get enough of these on here. Hopefully I am close enough that you guys are seeing this. And some people will be bored by this, be like, Angela, I've seen that a million times. Doing the same thing to this watch face, just putting in shooting stars everywhere, especially the black areas. Alrighty. And you can also put some shooting stars over here, like in the in your background. Let's put some in the background over here. And it kind of brings your whole thing all together, in my opinion. Another thing we're going to do is we're going to do some lightning. Awesome. But we have to remember that that's what I want to say. My picture is not portrait, it's landscape. And landscape means not portrait this way. Landscape means you turn your picture that way. And that's how I ended up doing this whole thing. Except I have it turned portrait right now, but it's going to be landscape. So when I do the lightning's going to have to come out from here. Not from, anyway. When I turn the picture around, you guys will understand what I'm talking about. And the reason I had to do this whole thing like this, because I chose my my picture to put in here, my focal point, and she was done landscape. She wasn't done portrait style. So anyway, okay, you know what I'm going to do is while we're here, I'm just going to continue over here with those stars. So it's going to treat this as a whole page. So we're going to continue on with the little stars over to this side. Let's see if you guys are seeing what I'm doing. Let me just move my book over. And move her up. There we go. God, you guys can see her better now than how I was holding it up close to the camera. It's hard to always get angles, you guys. I try my best. It's hard to get things up close enough and angles, and you're creating the art and then you're filming your art and you're filming your tutorials. It's like, it's not easy. You're trying to get your lighting right. It's like, oh my gosh. It's a lot. It's a lot. And the people who do these videos, you guys know too. It's a lot. It's a lot to handle. All right, I'm going to do it just for another couple of minutes. I'm probably not going to keep going with these stars because I can always do however many more stars I want to put in, these medium-sized stars. You guys get the point. 3 flick outs. Okay, I do want to do some lightning, and I'm going to do some lightning. Gotta kind of, hopefully you guys can see still. Let me look. I have to be at the right angle to put this lightning in. Cool. I have to be in the right angle for you guys to see and the right angle for me to put the lightning in. All right, I need to stop complaining about my angles. Okay, here we go. So let's put some lightning in, coming in from this corner. And it's just a squiggly line with my... oh, excuse me. With my liner brush. Look how much stuff I've done with this one brush, you guys. This brush is the bomb. Okay. And the more loose you can be about your lightning, the better your lightning's going to come out. Like, don't be trying to be perfect. Thick and thin lines is perfect. And if you don't know what lightning looks at, look up some lightning or in a magazine. Rip out pictures of lightning so you can kind of see. You think lightning's just really thin lines? I've seen lines of lightning that are super thick. So it's thick and thin lines. There's no certain thing with lightning. Lightning is nature, so there's no perfection about it. That's for sure. And then let's just do a little bit coming out like this. That looks cool. I love it. And you know what? I just need to have something else breaking out, I feel like right here. Okay. There we go. That looks cool. Let me just make that line a little bit longer. Yeah, that looks awesome. Okay, so let me turn this back around. Let you guys see that. Cool. I think that looks really, really cool. Let's see how far I can get this up. Awesome. Awesome. Let you guys see where the lighting's coming from right there. Cool. Okay, so let me move this over here, and we're gonna do some lighting over here also on the other page. Okay, let's see if I can get the corner where we're gonna come out at. Bring that down a little bit so you guys can see. Okay. You know what? The lightning, I'm not going to have it come out of that corner because I got to then go over this white skull and that's not going to show up very well. So I'm going to have it come out of this corner. Make sure you guys are seeing that. There we go. So it'll come out of this corner over here. Okay. Off over here. And then we'll break off some more lightning over here. Sorry guys, I'm just focusing a little bit. That looks really, really cool. Love it. Okay, one more thing of lightning breaking on. Have some breaking off over here. Okay, I don't like that. Let me have it break it off, kind of coming down. Yeah, that looks better, I think. Cool. Okay, so now, let me bring everything back in frame so you guys can see. Okay, so on this page, we're going to go ahead and we're going to throw in some shooting stars. Now, these are my big shooting stars. A lot of you guys have seen these before. Some of you guys haven't. And they're not my shooting stars, just shooting stars. Not like I created shooting stars. Not like I created lightning. Okay. So, we're going to have different angles of shooting stars. There we go. So it's just one little dot, like this, and then just bring it out. Bam. And you can have them coming in or going out. I'll do one here. I put a dot there, and then I just shoot my brush out. Like that. And we can do some shooting stars in here, too. Cool. Love it. We'll do some here. And we'll do one couple here. And we have one coming in here. Okay, so we got some shooting stars in there, which I think looks awesome. Okay, then let's go ahead over to our focal point and let's throw some shooting stars there. Okay. See how I took the stamp, the script stamp, when I did it in the background, I did it over her face, and it looks really cool. And then you have script stamp also, or script on the plastic too, for the window. I think that's cool. Okay. Here we go, shooting stars. Put a shooting star here. Okay. That looks awesome. I love it. Like I said, I would actually do the little small flick out stars, the smaller ones. I would do more of those in other places, but we're not gonna do them on camera because you guys, like, will be here forever. You can keep going on and on with those. Trying to see if I want to do, oh, there's more to do. Okay. Trying to think of what else I want to do. Now, Lori Marie, she always talks about stabilo, stabilo. That, and what she means by that is, you know, taking your black pencil and just putting your shadows in everywhere and really getting it nice and darkened up and smudgy looking and things like that. So I don't use a stabilo. I use a watercolor pencil. I'm using a Derwent, whichever you want, just a watercolor pencil. Dick's always has watercolor pencils, and you guys, they sell them individually, like for $1.50, really cheap. So anyway, you can use it the same way. She likes to go around different things, put little shadows in and grungy everything up. And she grunges it up, and it's funny. She takes her finger with a little bit of spit and then blends it out. And I think, some people think that's nasty, but I think it's genius because you know what? This is what I was doing. I was throwing in a little bit of like, right here, throwing in some black shadow. Then I get my brush, and I got to get my brush, which is a wet, with just a little bit of water and go like this. And then I just take my finger and go like that with a little bit of spit. And I know people think that's nasty, but you know what? To me, that adds some like, I don't know, that adds some like, it adds you to the painting. Your DNA is on there now. I thought it was funny. I think it's kind of cool. So now I do it. The things you pick up from other artists, it's just funny. But I like the idea. I've always done it. I've always done that too. Like, you know, use this black pencil like this to put shadows or smoke things out. I guess I should also say just to smoke things out. I'm doing that around this skull. Another thing that you can do, if you don't have, that looks cool. If you don't have a watercolor pencil or you don't have a Stabilo, I want to get a Stabilo just because I've never gotten one. I've heard of it when I went to go look for one at Michael's or Joann's. They didn't have them. I know they probably have them at Blick's. I just haven't had a chance to go over there and get them. Let me make sure you guys see what I'm doing. Okay, but the other thing that you can go ahead and like do a black shadow or smoke things out or define things is with a gelato. You can also use a black gelato, which I like the black gelato for like smoking out the edges around, like if you want to smoke out your edges going around the border of this whole thing, which is what I want to do. This right here, and you just rub, you can smoke out really easily. Look how that is. And if you need to smoke out a little bit more, you can use your spit. Or if you think that's just too disgusting, use a paintbrush. But see, that darkens up those edges nice. And it does it quicker than it would with this watercolor pencil. So to go around things, I'm going to use my watercolor pencil to smoke out my, like around the edges of my picture here. I'm going to use my black gelato. And this isn't even a black gelato. This is a Faber-Castell, I think. Yeah. It's not even a gelato. So there you go. So let's keep going around and smoke things out. Let's smoke them out. Let's smoke them out. That doesn't even sound right, huh? Smoke them out. Somebody didn't know I was talking about to be like, what is she talking about? Smoke them out. That sounds horrible. Okay. Let's go around this clock. It just looks cool because you're smoking it out and you're also putting a shadow around your work, which just looks good too. Defines things more. And it doesn't take much spit. I know somebody's gonna be like, Angela, that is so disgusting. People have told her, I guess, that's disgusting. But people are gonna be like, I don't want one of your paintings. Your spit's gonna be on there. Oh, I hope somebody has the same sick sense of humor that I have. Oh, I like a little bit of smoke on this part too. That looks cool. Well, not too much. That was going a little far. Okay. And if you see some edges and stuff, you can kind of smoke out like edges that you see too. Like right there. Kind of cool to smoke out those. Like if you see stuff that like, you know, you know how you collage your paper down? You're going to see like where the pieces collage together. You can even use that as areas to smoke out too. Kind of follow that and smoke them out. Okay. Let me continue with, well, I don't want to do that there because I want this to look like this belongs with this. Did I smoke at the edges here? Let me just make sure I smoke these out. Smoke out. And this moves pretty easily, of course, the Faber-Castell with just, with no spit, just, you know, pressure. Even though I just used a little bit of spit. People are going to be like, I'm never watching you again, Angela. Okay, next, let's go over to our focal point and do some grunging, some shadowing, and all that over here. Okay. What do I want to grunge up first? Okay, let me try going around her with this, around the picture. Okay. Okay. And go over here a little bit. And you guys don't forget about magnets. Remember I told you when I shut this, I want this to be able to, with the magnet, but my magnet wasn't strong enough. So the next project I do, I will be looking for like stronger magnets. I need the magnets to be flat like this. This is a magnet. I need to be flat so that it doesn't protrude too much from the page, but then I need it to be like really strong. So I'll do some research out and figure that out. And I've heard of people saying they got some off of, what do you call it? eBay or Amazon. I'm sure I can. Get everything on Amazon or eBay. You know what I hate about shopping on there is you have to wait. And whenever I want something, I want it right now. Okay. Smoking all this out. All right, that looks good. Probably got watercolor pencil all over my tongue. Okay. Let's do the edges with my Faber-Castell. And like I said, if all you have is a Faber-Castell, you could totally do it with this. Another thing, I saw that, and I got this for smoking things out or for putting shadows in, one of these Pill and Sketch charcoal pencils. This works really good too. The only thing about it is you might have to like throw some hairspray on it because I heard that this like fades off on people. So that's why I didn't continue to use this. But I used this for a little bit. So there it is. If you have one of those, you can use that too. And it probably won't, if you're just using it to smoke things out, you're not using it heavily, so it'll probably be fine. Okay. Let me move my tea. Make sure that you guys are seeing. Nope, you're not. Okay, let me bring that down a little bit so you guys can see me smoking out the top a little bit. Smoke out. Okay. And then we will, let me bring that back up and we will do it down here at the bottom. Okay. Not really the bottom, it's the side, but. And now the reason I'm not doing it, right here is because I don't want it to, I don't want to act like a dividing line because this needs to like be together. Remember, because I did this, landscape style, not portrait on this picture. So, okay. I think I've done everything. Just a second. Let me look at I have a little checklist over here. My checklist is my last one, the one I showed you guys originally. Oh, sorry about that. This one here. I smoked things out. I put some lightning. I put some stars. Here I did water because I had a water feature here, but I'm not doing water in this one. So, I'm doing 2 books at a time. Actually, I'm doing 3 books. Because while one's drying, I can work on another one. When one is for me to be able to upload that video. So it just works for me to like work in the 3 books. Plus, I'm getting 3 books done at once. It's pretty cool. Okay, oh, there is one more thing I wanted to show you guys. I wanted to put some birds in. That's what I didn't do. I wanted to put birds in, especially on this skull. Okay, sorry. I won't do a ton of birds. I'll do the birds off of camera, but I want to put some in. Almost forgot. See, that's what I'm talking about. There's so many little things you can do. And I love putting birds in my work. Okay. Okay, again, taking that liner brush and some black paint. Load it up, not too much. There we go. So right here, I wanted to put birds, especially on this skull. And you can do a larger bird, which is like this. Okay, I want to put birds in this, in his eyes. That's cool. You can do a larger bird by putting it down like that, and then doing 2 like. Just let me do it, and you guys can see. There's a larger bird. So you can have both, smaller birds and larger birds. You'll give a little bit of depth, thinking there's some birds close up, some birds far away. And when I was in California recently, we like to go to this place called Pismo Beach. I was looking at the birds, and I was looking at the birds far away, and this is what they look like. When they're far away, you can't see the color, and they just look like these little shapes, like these little V's, right? And then if they come up closer, but they're still far away, then you start seeing a little bit more of the shape, like these larger ones look. So, just try to always be studying things everywhere. That's what I do. When I'm in nature, I kind of look at things, especially far away. How do things look far away? You're just going to see the silhouettes of things. Things are not going to look, you're not going to be able to have distinctive features when things are far away. Which drawing or painting in things far away is so much easier because it's really the silhouette. It's not details. Right? You guys are like, right, Angela. Or you don't have to notice a damn thing when you're out if you don't want to. It's up to you. But I'll tell you what's not up to you. Make sure that when you do your stabiloing or you do your, she calls it stabiloing, when you're doing your shading or your grungy, make sure you spit on that. Okay, let's go over here and do some birds. We'll do some birds over here too. Some people are gonna be like, Angela, I didn't know you're this crazy. But if you've been watching my channel long enough, you know I am. I like to laugh. Oh, you could throw the birds too in the collage part of your thing too. Like right over here, I'm throwing some birds in. You can throw birds anywhere. So I'm just throwing a few more birds. There we go. So you can throw them in your background too. Just little V's, little flick outs. These are little things that make a difference. In my last video, I did little silhouettes of people, and I made something look like it was a bridge. I forgot what it was, and I put little people. So, little silhouettes of people. So, if you want to see that, you can look at my video, my last video. And you guys, I'm addicted to this mixed media. I love this, making these books, these junk journal or these mixed media altered junk journal altered books. I love doing the abandoned places. So you guys are probably going to see me doing a lot of this type of work. My next one that I'm going to do is I'm going to use my own artwork. I painted, I think, 4 or 5 different Native American warriors, and I'm going to use them as my subject, as my main focal point. So I'm going to do my own artwork. So you can look forward to that. That's going to start here probably today or tomorrow. Now that we've finished this one up. Okay. I'm just going to throw a few more birds over here. I might as well finish this up. Because I'm not one of those kind of people. Once I'm done with the page, I'm done. I'm not like going to keep going back and adding and adding and adding and adding. That drives me nuts. When I'm done, I'm done. I love it, and I'm ready to go on to another project and have fun. Okay, so let me go ahead and let you guys see this close up, how this ended up. I think it looks pretty. I think it looks grungy pretty, if there's a such thing as that. Okay. Let me get my thing. Okay. So there's how that part turned out. Isn't it cool? I don't know, some people might be freaking out a little bit about that skull head, but I think skulls are awesome. Because it's not meant in an evil way. Skulls are beautiful. They are what our head is around and what supports what's on top of our shoulders. So it's the bones of us. So I think they're beautiful. Someone explained it to me once like that, and I said, you know what? They are beautiful. But anyway, so I don't mean it in a mean way. I mean it in a very beautiful way, that this represents us as a human, you know, our skeleton of our brain and our head and all of that. Anyway, I think that turned out beautiful. And then let you guys see that part. Did that turn out cool, you guys? Oh my God, I'm loving this. Okay, and then you can take the flap and put that over. And look how cool that is. Love it. Let me just see if I can't let you guys see that part a little bit closer. Oops. Okay, I'm trying to get a little bit closer. No, that's not going to work. We'll just do it this way. Hopefully you guys are seeing it close enough. But you can see her. There we go. You can just see the shadowing of her just a little bit through the window, which I think just is so awesome. I think that is so cool. And then opening it up, you see her even more. I think this turned out so beautiful. So I'm going to turn my book back the wrong way for this whole thing so I can, because everything is like coming towards me and everything. Anyway, hard to explain. And let me bring it out a little bit. So you guys can see everything. All right, you guys, there we go. I hope you guys learned some new things, or you are inspired to start making some altered books like this and pretty much mixing it all up. You guys, I'm gonna have pages where it's gonna be a cool background, but I'm gonna have all pockets and then be able to put a bunch of tags in. I'm gonna have other mixed media backgrounds with other pictures. I'm gonna have I mean, just all kinds of stuff. So it's really mixing altered books with mixed media and junk journaling all in the same thing. So cool. So, you guys get yourself an old book, and make sure you get yourself a book that's sewn, not bound in another way, but so that it's sewn. And I showed you guys how to prepare your book in the first video. So if you haven't seen that part, go get the first part. It's very easy to pull some pages and then glue pages together to be able to make one of these type of books. I'm so excited, obsessed with this. You guys are going to see tons of videos. I want to just be able to do tons of books of this type of art. I love it. So, okay, you guys, that is it. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd love for you to do so. If you can give this video a thumbs up, that'd be great. Any comments or questions, leave them below. Oh, I keep forgetting, you guys. Oh my gosh. Okay, you guys are going to get sick of this. I just gave my whole big spiel to leave you guys, and there was still one other thing I needed to do. All right, let me do it. Sorry. I wanted to do some spills of this dark brown sepia over this. I did it already over my focal point, but I wanted to do it here. And there and there. Let me get some water. Where's my water at? Wait, let me make sure this is water and not alcohol. Yeah, it's water. Should be careful about that because my Stabila's gonna. There we go. That looks cool. You guys don't. My advice is do your spill your stuff like this before you do your Stabilo. My Stabiling is okay still, but I could have really messed it up. So cool. I just wanted to do a few lines like that. Cool. Okay, so let's dry that. And you guys, I think that this just brings your collage bits more into the picture when you go right over it with some like ink dripping, like some drips right over your project, and then you see drips along the background. It makes it look like it belongs in the picture, like it wasn't just pasted on top. I think it brings it into the picture. So let me just continue drawing. Okay, so I wouldn't suggest you to do that. Like, first put your shadowing in and your grunging in first. I mean, first do your, after you're done doing all your little bits of like stars and lightning, all that, then go ahead and do your drips. Then do your grunging up with your Stabilo or your Faber-Castell or your watercolor pencil. Just because I could have messed all that up, but I didn't. Anyway. Now I'm finally done. Okay, that is it.